Hi everyone, it's Somniac666 here with another Paragon playthrough, and I think for this playthrough, I think I'll talk about sort of, because the beginning of the match went really well for me, and then the second half, I think I'm just gonna more or less talk about what happened in this recent patch and all the major changes. So, quickly get red buff, run up to this Iggy and Scorch, doesn't see what's happening, gets way too close to the tower, and then just follows it into the jungle. And, I mean, we're such low level that neither of us really have skills to beat the other one. Get the kill, get the good gank, lane for a sec, speeding up, and you know, just doing the good old. And then you see this Greystone here. And there's this other Chimera comes in, tries to think he can gank me, but then unfortunately we have a Sevarog here that comes in and helps out. Gets a couple hits. He has red buff too, but take him out. And then take out the Greystone. So great team win very early on in the game, feeding us really well. Trying to push the tower a little bit, but then unfortunately that Richter comes in and stops us. But just start farming their farm for a little bit, jungling like a good little Chimera, and then this Greystone tries to gank me as I'm farming. And then fortunately my Greystone comes in and helps me out, and then it just becomes simple 2v1, take it out, done. And then this Iggy's doing what Iggy usually does, tries to push a tower. I don't know why we don't have a laner there, but come up, take out the Iggy. And this game, actually, I think we kind of fail a little bit in the mid game. We did really well in the early game, and then and obviously I'm chasing this Iggy while there's a giant conga line of people trying to fucking kill me, and that Chimera and Richter get it. But I got the one kill, and I'm 4-1 right now. That's you know, can't complain about the beginning of that match. But this is definitely one of those games where I think we did really well in the early game, and we had a pretty bad time. Well, not really a bad time, but we just a bad map dominance time in mid game, and then the ending I think I'll talk about a little bit later. But this Iggy tries to do the good old lane push, it overextends. I come in, get the gank, like a good little Chimera. And then run away like a little bitch boy, let the laner do his thing, start farming more of the jungle, doing this good stuff. Farming. Now, if you guys have any other, I guess while I'm doing this, I'll tell you guys, like, if you guys have any other sort of suggestions for what you want me to play, you know, if you want to see something different with the channel, let me know. I'm pretty open to suggestions, I guess. So with the blue buff, go back, you know, card up. So we're sort of just scoping out the map right now, speeding it up, trying to get through, and after these couple kills, I'll talk more about what happened in this recent patch. So go through this Richter. Once again, overextends himself. People really have a tendency to do that. And then just Chimera just comes in, get the gank, kill off his minions, grab the little Orbeez, and then push this tower on my own, because it seems like no one really wants to do anything about that. So I just keep trying to push this tower. Here's a great comeback right here, great duel. Is this Chimera thinks he can grab me, but I think I'm 2 levels higher than him, and I also have blue buff. And he almost gets me down, but then I pull off the Unleash, which then increases my spirit regen, and then I just get the go in for the kill on him. And I think he probably didn't spec in spirit regen enough. He probably was all burst damage and the other abilities. And then because of that, I get to take out the tower, which is great. And then obviously this Iggy's barking up the wrong tree again, because this Greystone's here with me, and I think he gets the last hit, but that seems to be sort of a theme of this match for me, is I get a lot of assists that probably should have been my kills. I'm the one that sort of instigated the gank, and then the laner comes in and gets the kill, and then, oh, I get killed here. But for this one, I guess I'll talk more about what happened in this recent patch. And I think a lot of things that happened in this recent patch, like, I think completely undo a lot of the things that Epic really wanted to get done in improving Paragon. Like, they wanted to improve game times, but all of the games I've played so far and with game times have... Oh, come in here and get the Iggy. I mean, that's sort of a consistent thing. But they wanted to improve game times, but all of the matches I have played so far are at least 10 to 15 minutes longer than before this patch came out. And that's not good in any way, shape, or form. I don't know, maybe it's just because people haven't picked up on the meta yet, and when people pick up on the meta better, then we'll have better games and shorter games come through. Kill that Greystone just did not do a very good job of trying to protect himself. I mean, if you're a Greystone, you really shouldn't get into hairy situations until you have your ultimate ready, but whatever. But all of the games I've been, like, this game right here is a 40-minute game, and this is like the best game I've played. I played a whole night, and this turned out to be like my best game of the whole night. And I went, and I didn't do particularly bad for the night. I pretty much played 500. I pretty much won as many as I lost. But the thing is the losses are whatever, but I would say that a lot of the wins that we got were pretty unenjoyable. I mean, the issue, I would say, the biggest issue with these new game times is the fact that they shortened movement speed, which then takes you infinitely longer to get around the map. And I understand that that's a useful technique when it comes to laning and winning team battles, is, you know, you get those types of situations where you kill people and then it takes them forever, not just the death timer, but the time it takes for them to get back to the lane so then you can take out the tower. And here we go for this Gideon kill. Go in for that. Boom, ult. Get a good amount of damage off of him. The Grim comes in with his ultimate and finishes him off. This Greystone thinks he can sort of come in and try and clean us up, but with the Grim more or less poking him down, and me with my Spirit Regen just sort of holding him off until he can get all the way down. He pops his ult, and then go in. Don't know why the video skipped there for a sec, but go in, chase him down. He tries to get away, almost does, but then the Grim with a good shot takes him out. So I get another assist there. And so I would say that would be the biggest thing. I would say is the movement speed needs to come back, because it allows people to do more with what they have. And then right here, come in. They try to push the tower. Me and the Sevarog take out this Chimera, I believe. Yep, take out the Chimera before he can ult me. If he ulted me, I probably would have died there. Sevarog gets the kill. Once again, this whole match I wasn't very good at the last hits, but yeah, I would say they definitely need to bring back the movement speed, because the games will progress quicker naturally if people can move quicker. People can get to the map quicker. And I think that's something that is very counterintuitive to what they wanted to do, try and get this Richter, but of course the Greystone gets the final hit. I'm surprised I don't die here with the Gideon, but just that Spirit Regen, man, just keeps me up, keeps me going. He tries to bug out, but unfortunately they got way too many guys after him. Sort of instead of going after him, I know there's probably more important things we can do, so I just leave. And then also with the minion stopping, like I've tried with different heroes and different classes, I've tried to stop minion pushes, and sometimes minion pushes can take out towers by themselves, even if you're trying to stop them. Like, the minions have, I think, gotten a little bit too powerful. I mean, minions should be really useful when a hero is with them. I think they should be more not as effective by themselves. Like, being able to sort of set up the minions to do something, to push a tower on their own, I feel like is a little too counterintuitive, I guess, in the sense that it's, you know, who's really fighting for the game, who has the most agency of the game. Is it the heroes or is it the minions? And it's like, I don't really like the minions having a lot more agency than they already have, especially now with the patch. And then the reason that the end of this game is extremely sped up is because I think they definitely overhauled the end game the most. I mean, they completely changed the Orb Prime paradigm, where you just kill Orb Prime and then you get the buff, and then now there's no way to grow your tower, your inhibitors. And I think that's completely not. It turns the late game into exactly what the early mid game is. There is it's very one-dimensional compared to what it was before, where it was more or less three-dimensional, where it's this sort of guessing game. Oh, and here, I'll stop for a sec. Here's where I love this. This is probably the best inhibitor save I've ever done in my whole life. Go in, take out the Gideon gets the kill, but I probably did most of the work, and then he uses his ult, and then we get down that Chimera, and there's just a sliver of that inhibitor left. Just a sliver. And I thought, well, maybe if I just completely chill on this inhibitor, we'll be able to get it back up, and then my teammates will be able to maybe push some other inhibitors and we'll win. But obviously this Greystone comes in and sort of takes it out, but at least I get a kill off of him. But obviously an inhibitor for one death, especially in solo queuing, is more than acceptable. And you know, and so that's another thing that I think they fixed. They changed is the inhibitor regeneration time regen rate is much lower than it was before, and I think that's wrong. I think if you're going to take away the inhibitor respawn with the Orb Prime, and then also lower the regen rate of an inhibitor, those are two, I think, that just makes inhibitors just so weak. It just makes it way too weak for it to be a viable, paradigm meta. I think it's just, I guess in the sense that it's all designed to increase the whatever it is, the quickness of the games, but that's not happening because people can't move quick enough. So maybe if they change the movement speed, maybe that'll be better in terms of the meta of allowing that, but I'm not really that cool with the whole setting up the minions to push your own lane and doing all those things. And that's why this whole end game is like sped up 700 times quick, is because it's just, I don't know, maybe there's some changes. Maybe once people get behind the meta better and they understand it better, maybe they'll be able to take it. I don't know. I'm definitely kind of bearish on this whole new update. I mean, just but here we won. But this is one of probably the most satisfying victory I had for a whole night of playing, and it kind of went on a little too long, and if they're trying to lower game time, they're definitely not doing it. But those are my thoughts on the patch, and thanks for listening. See you next time.